Hey everybody, so today we are going to be making Greeblies, but what is a Greeblie? A Greeblie is something that George Lucas came up with that basically is the little bits and pieces that you see that add to the immersion of the world. They make it feel grimy and dirty and gritty, and they make it feel like there's some function that you're not fully aware of that something does, something a little sci-fi that adds a little character. First up, we're going to create a Greeblie using things you probably already have at home that anybody can make. I have a few boxes here of just some random things. And these are my Greeblie boxes. So basically, all this is just a collection of stuff that I have taken apart, or pieces that I thought were visually interesting that I've kept because they could be used for Greeblies in the future for different sizes of sets or costumes or whatever you may be building. So the reason that these items are the ones that I've kept as far as Greeblies go is because they are unique looking and they're not recognizable, which is really helpful for adding to a sense of mystery and science fiction. So gather your Greeblies and let's get started. Here we've got everything we need for our basic Greeblie. A couple Q-tips, a little bit of super glue. So you could use hot glue if you wanted to, but I would recommend against it if you have other options, because hot glue is not very good for non-porous surfaces and it does tend to get brittle over time. So if you happen to drop your Greeblie, pieces will pop off of it. Whatever cheap paint you can get your hands on, a big flat plastic area that can be easily cut with scissors or with an X-Acto knife. An assortment of abandoned random Legos, washers, battery, caps and lids, an old watch band, got a contacts case. Okay, so let's get started. Anytime you're sanding plastic or something that can put off any dust or harmful particles, you're going to want to use a respirator, or you can also make sure you wet sand. So next up, painting and weathering. We got a nice little gray mixed up here for our base color. Okay, now that we have our base gray down and everything is one uniform color, we're gonna go in and we're gonna hit this with something called a wash. And a wash is a very diluted, dark colored paint. And what that does is this watery paint will settle into the nooks and crannies and crevices here, kind of like a grease or an oil or a dirt or grime would. And then we can actually hit that with just a little rag or a paper towel to bring that off of the high points. So the high points look cleaner than the little areas in the valleys. That's gonna give this an older, used, real world look. All right, we're almost there. It still has a bit of a plasticky look though, so the last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a bit of a metallic shine. And all we need to do this is a pencil and a piece of fine sandpaper. So what you're gonna wanna do is use this pencil to create a small pile of graphite powder, which is a great way to add a metallic element